Arms Around the World.
Arms Around the Child.
Arms Around the Child. Thank you very much. What would influence the decision to make Arms Around the World Christian Atsu the ambassador?
Well, I was very fortunate enough to have a very good friend of mine, Gaynor, who was working at Chelsea Football Club at the time, and that's where she met Christian. And she was working with him as his commercial manager, and he asked her if if she could help him get involved in some work, and was maybe even thinking of setting up his own foundation. And so she introduced me to him and told him all about our work, and that was it. He was like, "Yep, let's go visit the children." Then he got there and he saw the kids, saw what we were doing, saw the work that we were doing in development and trying to educate the kids, saw the school, saw the terrible state that it was in, and then he said, "Right, let's build a school." And that was it.
How difficult has it been for Arms Around the World since February 6th, when the earthquake in Turkey happened?
Oh, it was just devastating. I mean, we had no idea, and all the misinformation that kept coming out, and one minute we were joyful and the next minute we were just all deep in depression, and unfortunately the depression stayed when we had the news on the 18th of February. Very sad. Very, very sad. We're all devastated, and the children are devastated at the home in Seneberiku, and all the children that he wanted to visit that we work with around the world, they all knew of his work, and he really, the next thing he wanted to do was go and visit our kids in India, so yeah.
Considering the fact that you were working on so many projects with Christian Atsu, have you come to terms with the fact that these projects have stalled because this man here is no longer available to support Arms Around the Child?
Well, we're determined to keep his legacy alive. So, we've set up kind of funding initiatives. We've already raised some really good funds. We think we're going to be able to finish the school now. We think what we really want to do is to try and finish it by June. He'd actually emailed me a couple of days before the earthquake to say how happy he was with the progress, how much he wanted to complete the school. And then he said that, he was going to be here in June and he wanted to come down with all of his Black Star friends. So we're trying to make sure that still happens. So we're trying to finish the school, and we're going to still open it, and we're going to carry on his legacy as much as possible.
How is Arms Around the Child coping in this difficult period?
Yeah, I mean, we're just all just extremely sad, just devastated, and the children are devastated, and I think time is a great healer, and the thing is about, these situations, we just remember the good times. We remember his beautiful, joyous face, and, when the times when he came to visit the kids, and how he just used to throw his shoes off and play football with them, and, you just have to remember, just have to look back and with the joy that he brought to everybody, and that's how we carry on, really.
If you're asked to describe Christian Atsu, how would you describe him?
Well, I mean, not only was he a very talented footballer, but, he was a very kind, very considerate, he had great empathy, and, he was just beautiful inside and out.
Thank you very much. And I wish you and then the foundation all the best. But is there anything you are doing to complete the project?
Well, I mean, we're fundraising at the moment, so we're just, every little penny counts towards whatever we're trying to achieve in order to complete the project, and that's what we're doing. So we've got a couple of things lined up in the UK, hopefully maybe a charity match, and also we did the Black Star Gala with Christian, and that's what jump-started the whole funding of the school in the first place, and we're hoping to do the Black Star Gala again in his honour, and to uphold his legacy. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I wish you and Arms Around the Child all the best. Accept the condolences on behalf of myself to Arms Around the Child. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ghana Police.
It's really, really difficult moment for. Please come, please join me. This we have Is it Gain of Fashion?
Yeah.
Gain of Fashion, Global Director of Ellie Milner, right?
So I worked with Christian on his commercial PR stuff and developed his charity side of things. So I introduced Ellie to Christian a number of years ago. Yeah, Christian and I spent many years going to many different interviews with different charities, and he finally decided on Arms Around the Child because we visited the orphanage in Senya Bareku, and yeah, he really, I think because it was a UK-based charity, he felt more comfortable that we could do work from the UK and in Ghana. So yeah, that's how the connection is.
Knowing Christian Atsu at close range, how will you describe him?
Like literally, I'd say he's, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, he's 1 in a million. They broke the mould when they made him. Like seriously, I've worked with many footballers. I used to work at Chelsea Football Club, and he is up there in terms of him as a human being. Forget the football side. Obviously, he's a very talented footballer, but as a person and a human being, you know, he was just an ordinary guy, like living his dream, you know, and just his faith was very important to him as well. And I mean, what can I say? I just can't believe like he's no longer here.
Does it feel like a dream that he's no more?
Does it feel like what?
Does it feel like a dream that Christian Atsu is no more?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe after today it'll sink in a bit more. But yeah, I find it hard to speak about it still, you know. The 2 weeks when he was missing were just 2 of the worst weeks of my life. So, yeah. It's a sad loss for everybody. But on the positive side, we look at ourselves now and we try and make ourselves more like him as a human. We can improve our own selves to, you know, learn from him and try and live our lives in a better way like he did.
Is there anything about Christian Atsu that you remember for the rest of your life?
Yeah, one day we were driving in Newcastle and he said to me that he'd asked God to bring people into his life that will help him grow as a person. And I felt like I was so privileged that I had met him, and yeah, that's the thing that sticks out to me the most, because it's a huge compliment for me that I was able to spend so many years working with him. Yeah.
Sorry for the loss of Christian Atsu. It's a big loss for everyone, not just in football, but the whole world.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, I wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you very much. Christian Atsu, that is Gain of Fashion, Global Director of Ellie Milner. As you heard, she worked with Christian Atsu for many years. When Christian Atsu came to Newcastle, she was Christian Atsu's international PR, and she planned most of Christian Atsu's interviews that he conducted, and I should tell you that she really knows Christian Atsu very well. Quite difficult for her, quite difficult for everyone involved in football, quite difficult for the whole of the country, Ghana, and people who knew Christian Atsu personally. I asked a question earlier: who is going to be the next Christian Atsu to come through for the less privileged in society, who were always dependent on the benevolence of Christian Atsu to feed, to pay their fees. Just maybe along the line, someone will step up. But at this point, it's pretty difficult. You heard her. Maybe after this body is taken away from here to his village, and buried, she would finally,
Thank you.
finally accept that Christian Atsu is no more.